I love that animation. I love that animation so much. My girl Kimberly in Creative Services. Thanks again. It's time for Spring Training with Jason. Our month-long, not month-long, we're going to be doing this for a few months. Our effort to just get us all moving and healthier. And today we're talking about your posture. Give it up for trainer Galen Wood, everybody. Hey, buddy. Now, when we were talking about this, were you? Yeah, so you sit up straight, Galen.
Yep. I always sit like this.
Yeah, when we're talking now, you mean posture? Is that also wrapped up into form when you're doing an exercise, or is it separate?
So ideally, the two are hand in hand. So posture is ideally how you sit, how you stand, and then ideally it's more form, technique when you're exercising. But the ideas are generally the same.
So when in terms of working out, Galen, and getting healthier, it seems obvious, but posture is incredibly important. Why?
So there's two major reasons that posture is incredibly important. The first is that it aligns the skeletal system. And so when the skeletal system is aligned, you have less pressure on muscles that aren't designed to take the pressure, right? So if for some reason you're on TV and you're watching yourself and your name is Galen, and you notice that you have a whole episode where you're sitting like this.
Yes.
I mean, just hypothetically speaking, right?
Yeah.
My bowling ball of a head is being supported by the musculature on the back of my neck, and it's not designed to do that. Whereas if I sit up straight, then my head sits more properly on my spine, which puts less pressure on the muscles. I'm less likely to get neck aches, things of that nature. And that's true for the entirety of your body.
Okay.
Right? A lot of lower back pain, things of that nature, are just tight muscles pulling your skeleton out of alignment, and then things are tightening up or cramping or doing all that kind of thing.
Number two?
Number two. The other piece to it, I actually completely forgot what number two was.
It's fine.
It's good. No, we're going with it.
You said two. We can only do one. Yeah.
So we're just going to charge ahead.
Go ahead.
So the second thing is that when the body's aligned, muscles fire more properly. And so when muscles fire more properly, metabolism goes up. So decrease in injury, decrease in pain, increase in metabolism.
Okay. How to sit. Now we're going to show some real life. We're going to show some real-life examples. Real-life examples. Okay, so for instance, Leo, now Galen's going to stand here, so get the camera ready.
Are we ready?
Let's start with how to sit in a chair.
How to sit in a chair?
Yeah. I know it seems ridiculous,
so I'm on
but
television teaching people how to sit in a chair. That's good.
Yeah.
No, so the key with sitting in a chair is you want to have your feet underneath your knees, and you want to have your knees at 90 degrees. So with your office chair or whatever, you can put things underneath your feet to lift them up if they're too far down. Or to raise your chair up if they're too high up.
Okay.
Right? But you want this 90-degree angle here and a 90-degree angle here. Computer screens or whatever it is, you want directly at eye level. So you don't want to be hunching forward. You don't want to be hunching back. You want directly at eye level. Armrests at your side so that your arms can hang like so.
And I'm not joking. I think people don't realize. I know when I sit times doing can I tell you, everyone in the audience is readjusting themselves. Everybody is readjusting their posture. Yeah.
Good job.
But I don't mean this as a joke. When you were making the reference of seeing yourself on TV and realizing, I don't think all of you sitting at a desk, you don't even realize that you have hunched over.
Yep.
It's almost like, you got to just kind of readjust.
Well, and when you first start doing it, I know like when I first started doing it, and I'll post a video to Instagram just showing how to kind of align yourself. But I know that whenever I align myself, I always feel like I'm doing this. Like and it's because it's weird, because our body basically adapts to whatever we are and however we sit.
Standing posture.
Standing posture. I'm going to stand up now.
Leo, there we go. Yeah.
All right. So the idea here
settle down,
is
Galen,
I want my ear, my shoulder, my hip, my ankle to all kind of line up along a line, right? So ideally you can line yourself up against a wall. That's the video I'll post on Instagram just so you guys can see it. But you can line yourself up on a wall just so everything kind of lines up, and then you want to make sure that your core is engaged so that your pelvis is neutral.
Okay.
Okay? Because if it tilts backwards too much, you have too much in your lower back. If it tilts forward too much pressure on the lower back. So ideally it's that long, lifted spine.
Got it. Okay.
Sitting back down now.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna go to questions now. The first question, let's put it up on the screen there. Thanks, by the way, for all of you on Facebook. Hey, Galen, how often should I switch up my strength training routine?
This is a super good question. And the most honest answer I can give you is as often as possible. The caveat to that,
And you explained this to me perfectly, yeah.
Yep, the caveat to that is that anytime you switch something up, it puts a certain amount of stress on the body. And so if you have a highly stressful lifestyle, or if you have a week where you don't get enough sleep or not enough food or any of those kind of things, that's not necessarily a week you want to switch it up and start doing more intense stuff. That's a week when you want to keep it the same and continue to do the same things, right?
Yeah.
So generally for me, I always have kind of my backup routine that I can do basically in my sleep. And then I have, different routines I can do if I got enough sleep and I had enough food and I'm having a better week. And then usually I kind of fall in between those two areas.
Yeah, really quick, we got to go, but you switched up my routine this week from just doing weights like this to now doing it one hand at a time.
And real quick, the cool thing about what we've done with you is we will switch up your reps, we'll switch up your weight, and then we'll switch up the actual exercise. So even without you noticing, we'll switch the weight, we'll switch the reps, which gives you a difference, which gives you benefit. And then when we switch up the entire exercise, you obviously do notice and love it
I do,
much.
And I love him. Galen, everybody, for more information, right there, head to AskGalen.fit. He's also on Instagram at AskGalen2. Keep your questions coming. We'll answer them in a future segment.